Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is a kind of come shop with me at home video. I've had a few things on my wish list which hopefully I'm going to tick off, but I did get a few variations. So instead of just unboxing by myself and spending way too long in front of the mirror trying to decide, I thought I would unbox with you guys and hopefully get some of your input. So I hope you guys enjoy this and let's get started. So I do have the box right here and you may be able to see from the height of it, but it is absolutely enormous because some of the items are just huge. Everything here is from Mytheresa, who are nice enough to sponsor this video. I've worked with Mytheresa so many times and they are my absolute go-to for all things luxury. I've been shopping with them now, I think it's going on a decade, which is crazy. I shopped with them way before I started YouTube and now I am, in year 6 of my YouTube journey, and they're still my absolute go-to. I always love their edits and just everything about the shopping experience is amazing. So I will link everything in the description section below if you wanted to check anything out. I also wanted to let you know about an amazing new offer that Mytheresa is doing for new customers. So they are offering 10% off and there is a whole landing page where you can see everything that's included. But I've also done a blog post where I round up my picks. There are so many amazing items from my Tory Burch Eleanor to the Roger Vivier shoes I have. They have some amazing Jimmy Choos, including my Bing heels, my Vito Rossi heels, just so many gorgeous choices. So I will include the link for that in the description section if you wanted to see the details and all of my picks. Okay, so I have 4 bags in total here. 3 definitely have more of a theme. The first one is a little bit separate, but this one has been on my wish list for quite a while, so I'm very, very excited about it. So it's from Christian Louboutin. I've never had a bag from Louboutin before. Big fan of their shoes, even though I do think they could do with being a little bit more comfortable, but never tried the actual kind of leather goods in terms of bags or wallets or anything like that. So that is what is in here. And they also gave me this book, and I'm not really sure why because they didn't mention it, but it looks like a kind of exhibition thing. I'm not really sure, but it looks absolutely amazing. It's like a proper kind of hardback coffee book, so that is very, very cool. And then the dust bag is kind of like a light camel with the red Christian Louboutin. I feel like it's fairly understated considering that's not what I typically associate with Louboutin. I mentioned this in my wishlist video if any of you caught this, so you may not be altogether surprised by what it is, but it is the little pouch. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. So there's a little bit of tape involved. So it's a smooth leather and it's got this kind of perforated design. So you have the Christian Louboutin logo right there with the CL. And then it's this kind of, I guess, abstract dot pattern everywhere else. What I love about it as well is that on the side here, it's almost, it feels kind of like rubber-like, but not in like a horrible way, in like quite a nice way, or at least I like the feel of it. And then you have the Louboutin signature right there embossed. It is very cool, like the texture is very cool to the touch. On the bottom, you just have that kind of plain base, and then it zips open. Remove the tissue paper. Oh, you have the red lining as well, which is so nice. So you have the care card right here. Oh wow, that's actually really lovely. It's really quite big as well. I kind of always expect pochettes to be really on the mini side. I guess I'm used to the Louis Vuitton ones. This one is actually huge. You have that beautiful red pop of lining. I love the fact they always incorporate those red soles into their items. I just think it makes it just a nice little touch. And then you have the little Christian Louboutin symbol and then logo on the zip there. It's a very smooth zipper as well. That's always something I definitely pay attention to in terms of like the overall quality of a bag. So it's a very, very dainty chain. It's absolutely beautiful actually. It is a gold hardware, but it's a very pale gold hardware. So I'd say it's bordering more like a champagne gold. So you do have a little key ring there as well. So if you didn't want to use it as a shoulder bag and wanted to turn it into a wristlet, you can do, and you just loop that on there. So I always like the multiple options. It's definitely always a selling point for me. And I just think that's really adorable. The color is a little bit brighter than I thought. I think it's definitely more of like a bubblegum pink. It's not like super bright, but now that I'm looking at my Yeti mug, it's pretty much the exact same color as that. They do have other colors in this. They have a white one with the red base, which I liked. I just felt like maybe it was a bit too much for my personal taste. They also had the beautiful lilac one, which I was considering, but I thought the pink one was just really, really cute and just a really nice dinky size. But actually, I do feel like this is going to fit a decent amount. I'm really actually very happy with this. The quality looks to be very nice. Like the leather is very nice, the touch. and I think the design is just beautiful. So fairly impressed with this. As I said, never had any experience with Christian Louboutin leather goods before, but this really does seem very, very nice, and the detailing on it is just beautiful. So next up is the fun bit. So I have 3 bags here, which are all kind of similar in terms of the theme. I really wanted a new Raffia bag. I have a few Raffia styles and I absolutely adore them. I'm really thinking here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, of my Fendi pouch, which I absolutely adore, and I just get so much more use out of than I thought I would, and it's been fantastic. So I've been looking at new Raffia styles. I didn't have a particular size or style in mind. I was really open, but I just wanted a kind of new fresh summer style basically. So I saw 3 from Saint Laurent. Even though it is a summer specific style, I do want something pretty classic that I'll be able to have for years, you know, so not something super trendy. So I have 3 bags here which are all pretty different, I think, but still really fit into that whole kind of summer Raffia theme. So the first one is this one. It's absolutely beautiful. As I said, all 3 are from Saint Laurent. I think most of these are new arrivals, and this is the first one, which, oh my goodness, this is beautiful. So it is a black style, so very different from my Fendi one, which is mostly beige, and I think the other ones are mostly beige. It has the YSL right there on the front, and then you do have the tassel right there as well. So I have had a cape before, but this is actually a different, I guess, is it rope detail? I guess just tassel detail. The other one, it's difficult to say, but this has more of like a braid effect, I guess. Really, really nice. It kind of reminds me of Cleopatra a little bit, to be honest. And then you do have the short chain right here. But I believe it comes with another chain, which was a real selling point for me. Yes, it does. So it comes with a leather chain, so you can basically just swap it out. So if you want to wear it as a kind of long on the shoulder bag or a crossbody, you can do. But if you want to have it as a clutch, you obviously can do as well. But if you want it as a short shoulder bag, you can also wear it like that. And I love that option. I've said many times before that versatility and being able to wear a bag multiple ways is just such a huge selling factor for me. And I just love the different options with this one. On the inside, so on the outside, obviously it's black raffia, but on the inside it is lined fully in leather. So it actually feels like a very, very luxurious bag. And this one was on the higher price side. I think this is the most expensive one out of all the bags I'm showing you here today. So I am pleased it's lined in leather because it makes me feel a little bit better. And then a very smooth zip for the back pocket. The back pocket is actually quite wide and it is quite a long bag. So I'm hopeful you'll be able to fit quite a bit in here. It isn't like huge in terms of the depth, but you do seem to get a fair bit of width, which is always really, really useful. I like the fact that you have the toggle design as well, and they are fairly interchangeable, it seems also. So if you did want to quickly swap out the chains or the straps, you definitely can do. So that is bag 1, and I just think that is absolutely beautiful. I think it looks really elegant. I'm not overly worried about the raffia because wear and tear is definitely something I want to consider, considering that I want this to be like a long-term summer bag, but it looks to be very well made. The stitching all looks beautiful, and the fact that it has a leather interior will hopefully add a little bit of structure as well. And the hardware is just gorgeous as well. So first bag, I think this is absolutely beautiful. I feel like this one is going to be actually quite hard to beat. The next bag from Saint Laurent is another smaller one. So this one is the camera bag style, and this is a style I've looked at just so many times in terms of the full leather version, but I don't always have the best of luck in terms of actually utilizing the camera bags I have, which is why I've not pulled the trigger on the full leather version. I just wasn't sure I was going to get a lot of use out of it, whereas I saw this combination and I actually thought it was really beautiful and different enough that actually I possibly would get a lot of use out of it. So it is basically the raffia version of the camera bag, and it is absolutely beautiful. So this one's a little bit more traditional, I guess, because I think most people associate raffia with that kind of light beige color. You have that beautiful YSL right there in the middle, and then on the back it is just kind of the plain raffia, and very smooth zip again to open it up. This actually looks to be a very decent size. And then on the inside, so this one it has a leather trim, but it's actually lined in nylon or kind of fabric. And then you have one back pocket, which again is fairly deep, I'd say. Goes all the way through as well, so you get the full width. And apart from that, it's just kind of a wide open space. So again, I imagine that I'm going to be able to fit a lot in here. It looks to be slightly bigger than the Gucci Soho Disco, and that does actually fit a lot. So I imagine this does fit a very decent amount. I think it's pretty much the exact same size as the leather version, so if any of you have that, you'll kind of be familiar. And then on the base, it's just that beautiful smooth leather. And then you do have the leather strap here, and that one is adjustable, so you can choose how long or short you want it, which is always very nice because obviously not everyone is the same height. And then you also get the little tassel as well. So the tassel on this one is actually a leather one. Oh, the leather is beautiful, so it's really, really soft and lovely. And then you have Saint Laurent printed in the hardware. I've not actually seen this before in any of their designs. I don't know if this is the same as the camera bag. If you know, and if you have it, like, please let me know. But I've not seen this on any of the Saint Laurent bags I have, but it's really, really lovely. So in terms of first impressions, I'd say that the Raffia isn't quite as structured as the Kate, maybe because it's so much taller, but there is definitely, it's a bit softer on the back, I'd say, but the base, which is fully leather, is quite structured and it doesn't feel particularly malleable. I'm not overly worried about the structure. I think the kind of leather trim does a lot in terms of structuring it and giving it that stability. But the Raffia is beautiful. It's really, really nice texture. The color I think is lovely. And then you do have that nice kind of contrast between the black and the light beige. But I do think this is absolutely beautiful. I kind of wish I'd ordered the full leather version now to compare. I was specifically looking at the nude one, which I just think is so beautiful. Typical of me, always going for the nude bag. But if you do have that bag, please let me know how you like it, because it's been one that I revisited so many times and I haven't pulled the trigger, but I do think it's a really, really beautiful size. I love the combination of the kind of casual and the beautiful hardware. I just think it looks so, so elegant. And then last but not least, I have the absolutely ginormous one, which is the cause of that rather huge box. So this is quite a bit different from the other ones. Well, I mean, it's Raffia and from Saint Laurent, so it's not that different, but it is a different style. So here it is. Oh wow, this is absolutely beautiful. So this is a Raffia basket tote, much more kind of relaxed and chill than the other ones, I think, like really kind of just summer holiday-esque. The printing on the front there is actually a navy, which I love. I was expecting it to be black and I thought it was black, but I think the navy is so beautiful and just a little bit different from your standard black. It's a kind of 3D effect, so it is embroidered, but it feels absolutely amazing. Like, it's really, really beautiful. You have Raffia all over, so there is a lot of Raffia in this bag. And then on the base here, it is just, again, a plain Raffia base. I would say that I would probably get a bag line of this, maybe. I'm not sure. I think I would use something to structure the base of this one. But at the same time, I do think it is supposed to be a slightly more relaxed style. On the back there, just completely plain and simple. You have Raffia on the straps as well, but I do think these are actually going to be quite comfortable. There is enough room, I think, to put on your shoulder, so you can choose to wear this either handheld or on the shoulder as like a proper shoulder tote. And I mean, that's it. It's a pretty simple bag, so it really does remind me of kind of those great totes that you get on holiday, you know, when you're holidaying in Greece or France, obviously at a much higher price point, but it does look to be absolutely beautiful. You have the Saint Laurent in leather on the tag right there at the back, and then that's it. There are no pockets or anything like that, so it is just a big wide open space, but it looks like it fits an absolute ton. So I'm definitely not going to be short of space with this one. And oh, how beautiful is that? Just so fun and so gorgeous. I definitely prefer this one to the kind of more structured one, which I know is really popular. I did get that one, but I just really didn't get along with it. Whereas I think this one is much more my cup of tea. I just like the fact that it's a bit more suitable for on the shoulder. I think it's just a little bit more relaxed, not quite as stiff, and just kind of the vibe that I want from a summer bag. So I think it's beautiful. My only hesitancy with this one is that I don't know if it's too similar to my Chloe Woody tote, and even though they're not exactly the same, because, you know, I wouldn't necessarily use this for travel, it is a little bit too malleable, I think, for that. Whereas the Chloe Woody tote, it does have a fair bit of structure to it. I happily use it as a travel bag. But at the same time, I do feel like there are similar vibes. You know, they're both quite a bit larger, they're both tote bags, they have that pale color, very summer ready. So I'm not sure. I do feel like they do have a different look to them, but I don't know if there's too much overlap. That said, I do think this is just absolutely gorgeous. So I'm not sure. I know 3 very, very different styles. Let me know which one you would pick in the comment section below. So I have my larger tote right here, I have my camera bag, and then also the cape as well. I'll do my best to do kind of close-ups and try-on shots so you get a feel for the items as well, but let me know which one you would pick in the comment section. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. As usual, I will include links to everything I featured in the description section below. If you have any questions, then leave me a comment, and please let me know your thoughts on really any of my orders today, but especially these Saint Laurent bags. Which one would you pick? Please let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section. As always, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.